Please welcome Krista Pawley, CMO and Head of Impact at SingularityU Canada.
What an incredible couple of days we've had together. I hope that all of you have had a few unexpected connections and maybe even taken a few moments to pause and reflect on some of the big ideas that we've shared together. I also hope that you've come to recognize that SingularityU Canada is much more than just a summit. SingularityU Canada is a platform for you to explore the big ideas around exponential technologies. We are a community where you can come to develop the mindset, skill set, and connections that you need to create your own impact. Because as we just heard Arash say, the power to drive real change is present in this room today. When we launched SingularityU Canada 2 years ago, it was with a vision to create a community of change makers across this country who shared a passion for leveraging exponential technologies to tackle the world's biggest problems. We believed that by creating a platform that combined big ideas and unexpected connections, SingularityU Canada could be a catalyst for positive impact. Because we believed that ultimately, the world needs more Canada. One example of how we tried to do things differently at SingularityU Canada was really trying to profile amazing Canadian innovators. When we were designing the 2017 summit, we were looking for incredible Canadian innovations that we could profile in the lab, just like we've done here today. One of the technologies that came forward was eSight. Now, is anybody in the room, and I'm gonna own up to something, is anybody in the room a Star Trek geek like me? Thank you. Okay, now I'm talking next generation here, though I do love the original. Have you seen Geordie LaForge and the Visor? Okay. eSight has made that a reality. They have created a visor that enables those who are legally blind to see. And so, Oren, and I think a few of you have had the chance to meet Oren over the past few days, we decided we wanted eSight, but Oren's like, okay, we can't just put them in a corner and have them be a demo. How do we make this real? And he came up with the idea, he said, what would happen if our volunteers and guides in the room, those people that you go to for direction, were eSight volunteers? And you had to go to somebody who was legally blind and ask them to help you find your way. Needless to say, it was a huge success. A few months later, I was down at a SingularityU event in the Valley, and there were a bunch of global leaders there from big companies around the world. And I was pretty proud of what we had created in the 2017 summit. We had this great rap video, and I was showing one of my colleagues from Mexico the video. And as we got to the portion on eSight, he stopped me. He said, hey, what's that? I got really proud. I'm like, that's a really cool Canadian technology. That's eSight. It enables people who are legally blind to see. And he said, my sister's been legally blind since shortly after she was born. In fact, she's never seen her own children. Do you think it would work for her? I said, I don't know. I know it works for certain types of needs, but you know what? I am so happy to make that connection. And right then and there, I picked up the phone and I made the call to eSight to try to help make that connection. Because really, that's what we do here at SingularityU and in this community. We use these exponential technologies and our connections to try to make an impact in the world. When we started our journey together yesterday, Oren spoke about the potential that we all have to make an impact. Whether it be a transformation in yourself, in your organization, or for 1 billion people, we all have that ability to make a positive impact. The SingularityU Canada community is here to support all of you. Because, as David Bray said, the cavalry isn't coming. You are the cavalry. Over the past few days, we've shared a number of exciting and really big ideas. Lisa, Jeff, and this morning, Frederick shared some tool sets to help us get into that future mindset. Taddy showed us that by challenging legacy institutions and the way it's always been done, we can transform ourselves and our communities. Suzanne asked us to think about AI and what we can learn about being human as we create robots. And Tilly and Jack, they inspired us to imagine new ways of thinking about ability, inclusion, and how technology can enable us to solve problems for 1 billion people. So each of you now has a choice to make. You now have these big ideas. What are you going to do with them? We heard from Gabrielle yesterday about a need to use technology with Indigenous communities. Building on that idea, Dina, here we go, reached out and said, I've got a big idea. I want to create Indigenous talking circles focused on STEAM. And what was really cool is ATB was listening. And they reached out and they said, hey, we've got a team that can help with this. Dina said, I don't even know where to start. They said, we're here for you. And by mid-afternoon, Dina was over in their offices. She was meeting with expert podcasters. She was getting the kit to create a podcast. She'd even met with the president of ATB at that point in time. And she's well on her way to creating her own possible future. And ATB helped to make that happen because that's what we do in this community. We help each other. We articulate our vision and the community will respond. Yeah. Now, I've heard from a number of you over the past couple of days who were really inspired by Taddy's talk, and you're saying, how do we take what we heard from him about challenging these legacy organizations and bring it back into our own organization? Now, we are here to help you on that journey. As I said at the beginning, today is just the start. We have over 150 global leading faculty to work with you. We are experts in creating custom programs so that as you put that possible future out there, we will support you in that transition and transformation. That's what we're here to do. That's what community does. Now, Cale told us yesterday at the end of the day that he was looking to go deeper into these conversations, that he's kind of got the taste and wants to learn more. For any of you who are like Cale, who want to go deeper and create deeper conversations and connections in the community, I would strongly encourage you to consider joining us for one of the executive programs. We have one coming up in October in Niagara. We'll be back here in Alberta and Banff next year. These are really meaningful experiences where you spend 4 days with 70 fellow leaders from all sectors, diving deep into these technologies, getting more time with the faculty, and really exploring some of these big connections. The other thing that's really exciting about the executive programs is that these are your opportunities to create those deeper links with your fellow community members. And we've already seen through the first 2 programs that we've run that these can be truly transformational organizations and really exciting. Many of you this morning heard Zaina's call about the impact that the impending boomer generation is going to have on healthcare. And some of you have come and said, okay, I'm looking at this from my organization's perspective, but I'm also looking at it as, what's the opportunity here? We are happy to work with you and to identify faculty members and other community members who can help further your thinking, both about how to plan for that disruption and how to take advantage of it as we move forward. We are here to support you on that journey. For inspiration and connection, to activation and transformation, SingularityU Canada is your partner. We know, as Arash said, that there is power in this community to be bold. Positive change happens when determined leaders like you stand up and are supported by powerful community and the right tool sets, skill sets, and mindsets, and you make a commitment to take action. Now, 3 months had passed since I talked to my friend. I was sitting at home this summer, and the phone rings, and I look down, and it's a Mexican number. I pick up the phone. Hello? Hi, Krista. I just have to tell you, my sister saw her son for the first time today. I was overwhelmed. I looked at my own kids and I imagined what it felt like for that woman to put on a visor and to see her children. And I thought about it, and it really, for me, was the embodiment of what we strive to achieve as a community here at SingularityU Canada. We take an exponential technology, we make a connection, and that connection drives an impact. And my friend is taking it even further, where he's now working with eSight to bring the technology into Mexico and to help others in that community to see. Together with eSight, they are transforming lives. And so I ask you, now that you know, what will you do? Now that you know, what will you do? You are the change makers for yourselves, for your communities, for your organization, for our world. This summit is your community. There are more than 6,000 change makers across this country from coast to coast to coast who are part of this journey with you. SingularityU Canada is your partner. We have the experts, the tools, and the platforms to support you on your journey. We are here for you. So be bold, because the world needs more Canada, and the world needs more you. Thank you.